Hi and welcome. I've already made the video about Topeak panniers, and I did mention that they, for those models without the spring, sell spring separately. So I bought it and I want to try to install it. I will try to catch it all on camera, on video, and hopefully I will be able to figure it out. So it looks fairly simple, fairly straightforward. This is, I think, under $5, so not super cheap but not outrageously expensive. So let's give it a try. Here we have the nice model where I've already routed the cables and mounted the lights and some improvised mudguard to save my back from getting sprayed. And let's try to mount it on it without having to replace everything. And it's impossible even now to source this in my country, at least with the spring, the model. So when I was looking for the spare model for the other bike, I could only get one without the spring. So let's try to open this and see what's inside, and hopefully make a tutorial. So it's all packed in one bag, and let's see where to open it. I suppose it doesn't matter. Okay, so let's see. When all else fails, we will look at the instructions. So here are the instructions. Let's try to catch them on camera for future reference. Let's see the site in English. Okay, so you will hopefully be able to pause the video and read all the instructions if you need to and don't manage to find this online. So what is this? Some company addresses and whatnot, distributors. Okay, so we have the summer and the spring. We have the spring here. It looks almost as sturdy as the built-in model, and this is all in a bag that I must open. Okay. Watch out when you're breaking this so that it doesn't fly all around the workshop. I'm a trained professional. Don't try this at home. Use some scissors or similar. So we have this spring. We have this little axle or rod, and we have these parts. And so if I got it correctly, the basic principle is that I will put this on my panniers and tighten it with the bolts and slide this in one and the other end, and before that get all this through. And when it's mounted, I would expect this to be wound up against this top section. So I'll probably need to insert it like this and then try to wind it up. Yes, probably so. They would need to press on top of this and then somehow be wound up underneath this section or similar. That's what I would expect it to be. So this part would probably go like this, and then I would need to pull these by hand and wound them up. I will consult the instructions, of course, and I will try to keep the cables out of the way while doing this. Okay, so let's give it a go. Let's test the manual. Okay, that's basically what the manual says. Let's see. It wants us to mount this and then to use my hand to wind it up, probably. Here's what it says. Never place your hands close to wire spring when installing. Okay. Install with caution. Okay. Let's see. This is the picture what it looks like when it's done. So, as I expected. That makes sense. All right. So, let's give it a try. I need to place one of these here. Okay. Then we have this whole setup. Is that right? No, I got it wrong right from the start, so it's the opposite. It goes underneath, so it's like this. Okay, goes underneath. And then we have the rest of the crew. So it's this goes underneath. That goes through there. And this cable is really getting in the way. I need to move it out of the way somehow. Okay, so I have that. And I also have this part. So let's try to get them all to not bother the cable. So I have this all the way through, all the way here, and this other part that goes inside there. Okay, so let's see, cable is too close. It's here, but when I pull this and put it on top, it will be underneath the whole system, so it will not be caught, hopefully. Okay, let's put the other end on the opposite side. So again, it goes like this, and this metal rod, I'm putting it on it. Hope you can see it in the camera. So what I did was push it in on the one side, on your one side, and here I slide this on. Okay, and close it. Okay, so here it is now. That's roughly what we're going for. And if I move this back and forth, I will get a position where this lines up, something like this, between these two bolts. Let's see the photo. Did they go into those details, how far back or how far forward it stays? No, they didn't mention it, but this is what looks most normal to me. I will check on my other bicycle where that's integrated. And okay, the integrated one seems to be a bit longer and different, so not much help there. And let's see, did I get this correctly? Yes, I did, because it needs to go down, and here let's double check the shape. Yes, I got it right. Okay, so in this case I will put it all the way to the back. Here it hits this section when you put it closed, and when you put it a bit forward, it sits between these. So okay, maybe this is the best we can do, and we'll try to work with that. I will first tighten these screws. Let's see. Okay, Phillips 2 fits like a glove, and I might use some thread locker on these, just in case. Even though it's plastic, it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't even be necessary, but I will put some nonetheless, just to make sure they don't easily rattle themselves out. It's not ideal. The thread locker should work better with metal, with steel and aluminum, but it will probably not cause any harm. In this case, it can only be neutral or help. At least that's what I expect to see. So that's how I will try to play with this. Okay, so let's get this now all the way to the rear as far as it can go, and try to tighten this on one end and on the other end, and see if I will regret this situation, this decision, the tightening. That is okay. It's not moving anywhere. Trying to get this tight, but not too tight, to not destroy the threads. This is plastic, so it's not very promising. It's cutting costs probably. So I really wish the models with installed springs were still available. So I need to try to get this all the way and catch it. Okay. So I'm not sure if you can see, but if this flies out, it might catch your finger or hurt you. So be careful. That's what the manual was talking about, and so I need to use quite a lot of hand strength here to get this over and catch. And now let's see. The cable is beneath this whole system, so it's not getting caught, and this thing seems to be working. Okay, let's give it a try with the backpack. This is the standard issue BikeGremlin backpack. Let's put the bicycle on the ground, how I would normally use this. So let's give it a try. I hope you can see. So. Okay. It's not as good as the original normal design, where this comes with built-in from the factory. This way this is pushed too close to this side. It probably should have been further back, but I think I can adjust that. I think I can move it back and forth, even if it stays then all the time a bit tighter. What can you do? We're working with what we have. So let's loosen these bolts and let's move this all a bit further back. So I need to lift it up from here and make sure that I'm not doing anything funny to the cables. So this is as far back as it will go, and now I can retighten these bolts. Okay. Topeak, please, please start making these with built-in. This is ridiculous. Okay, so this is what I did, because most of the time I will be using a backpack, so this isn't flat. I cannot get it back far enough so that I can put this all the way in if I want to put something on top without extending this, and if I put it further forward it doesn't leave too much room, so less than ideal. I am not too thrilled with this, but again, working with what we have, improvising, and I found and thought that this would be simpler than replacing, first trying to find, to buy in the first place one with the spring, and then replacing, dismounting the cables and the mud guard and this, and putting it all back together. So this is what I decided to try. Hope to not regret it. Hope this video helps you see what this is like and decide for yourself whether it's worth the trouble. I'll get this out of the way, the cables. Better. So that's the whole video. Yeah, that's the whole video. No, trying to get this away. Okay, I'll make a follow-up in a few months after I've abused this, in case anything bad happens, and even if it works surprisingly well, even then I would try to make at least a comment if I don't manage to record the whole video, but I will try to keep you posted. And that's the whole video. If you have any questions or comments, please use the BikeGremlin.net forum. I made recently a forum post or a thread explaining why I insist on using forum instead of YouTube and other social networks. I'll put that link to that forum thread in this video's description also. And I got recently banned on Quora and had for a longer period of time some comments removed on Reddit, to name one, and also on YouTube I've noticed that comments get lost, and a person posting it would sometimes delete the comments, so all the other useful and helpful comments by other members, viewers, and me, if I comment, get lost, or maybe YouTube just decides to remove. Anyway, it's not very good. I'm not very happy with that, so I've built a forum. It's reasonably fast, secure, and easy to search, and so that's what I use and recommend, and that is why I basically insist on answering, at least if you want to hear answers from me, on using only that forum. So that's another thing to just mention. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in some other video. Cheers, stay cool.
Thank you.